Okay, guys, you got me. I know I said I was gonna do the Doom video next, but here's the thing. All things in Marvel Future Fight have a shelf life. Some a little bit longer than others. In this case, it's not that long when we're talking about ABX. And yeah, we're going to be diving into Mr. Mephisto here because here's the thing. Once burn season rolls around, Mephisto is the king. He takes Cable's place. He can cap today. And I'm going to show you a video where I in fact cap. Now, there are different I've seen a bunch of different strategies and in different rotations. Well, rotations switching throughout the fight. I'm going to show you what worked for me. I've tried these other rotations, but and I'll talk about them. But I just haven't had that much luck with it, and it's probably due to practice. And here's the thing: if this is working for me, and I can cap, I'm not really I'm not gonna listen. If it ain't broke, I ain't gonna fix it. So I think these other rotations might have a higher potential, but where my account's at, what I actually have equipped on I was gonna say Doom, I was gonna say it, on Mephisto, I'm actually able to cap by doing what I'm doing. But I'll give you some tips on different rotations, and maybe I can show you, just live, just play it because I don't have a video with these other rotations. I have a video recorded where I cap, or I just about cap. It's 11.99 million in the run that I'm actually going to show you. But yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. We're back. I'm gonna try to do a video every day. I have some new responsibilities in life that might pull me away from certain days, but we'll see what happens moving forward. But in any case, let me show you this build here, and let's get to it. So yeah, I got a max build on this man, and he's definitely worth it. Let's see, 20 Odin's blessings, all his skills maxed out. He's rank 5. I need to get him to that rank 6, and he has an overdrive equipped. I think Power of Angry Hulk or overdrive, depending on where your stats are at. I've had some changes with my card, so I would probably, if I did Power of Angry Hulk, I'd probably be too under on the crit damage. I believe, yeah, too short on the crit damage because you get crit damage on this set, but on Power of Angry Hulk you do not get the crit damage. So that's the reason why I do have the overdrive. I wouldn't be that far off though, actually. So what I'm actually getting here, I'm getting 8.5, and I'm overcapped by 5%. So I'd be short just a little bit, and that's the issue with characters that let's see, that you have to equip a judgment on, right? Because you don't get the crit rate, and especially if they don't get a crit rate buff either. If they don't get a crit rate buff, and you don't have a whole lot of crit damage, because not too many characters actually get a crit damage buff. So that's the thing. It doesn't offer any of those stats. So all attack and chain hit, and that's about it. But he has a brilliant judgment, and it's got 60% on the type. And here's the thing. Depending on if your judgment's going to be best for him. Now, is rage going to be better than regular judgment? I think so. I haven't tested that myself, but I would suggest get yourself a nicely rolled mighty with type, or a brilliant if you have one, and throw it on this man. He is going to, I think even above Super Giant, he is going to offer much more in terms of overall score potential than Super Giant with a brilliant judgment. If you had only one, if you had two, those would be the two choices: Super Giant and Mephisto. But if you have all attack on it, you're gonna play him. You're gonna play it differently versus if you have type on it. The type is very powerful in ABX here. And then yeah, man does not have uniform. All right, let me pull up this run and show you what's going on. Alrighty, here we go, ladies and gents. Let me play that track here. See what I'm doing? It's actually, I'm doing one small thing. There's one small thing that I change, and it's basically adding, okay, at the beginning of the rotation here, I do something different than I think a lot of other people do. Is, here, let me rewind it and just walk you through it. So I do 3, 1, 5, 4, 2, and then 1. And the issue is, getting the last one in before the proc activates again. You don't want the proc to reactivate on it. If it does, you want to restart. But I found doing this initially, you rake up more points. And I'm just telling you what's working for me. Like I said, there's many different variations and rotations out there. Alrighty, here we go again. Sorry, there was a little bit of lag there. And if there's a little bit of lag throughout, my apologies. I'm not really sure what to do about it at this point. But you see 3, 1, 5, 4. And then as soon as you get that last, twirl there, you hit 2 and then 1. And then I do 5, 1, 2, tier 3, 4. And then from here, I think this is a rotation everybody's familiar with. And it's the 2... Was it 2, 1, 5, 4? But I do 1. So if you watch, right here is basically what I'm doing different. I hit the 1 right after, and then I kind of try to run around, charge up the type, and you could use the 2 to kind of pull you in, right? And I think that's pretty much the main thing that I'm doing different here is just doing the 1 after the tier 3 rotation. So like right here, I'll stick around, I'll hit the 1, and in certain situations you can. Okay, one thing you want to pay attention to is you need the beast to maximize your score. You need the beast to roar late on the first roar. There's some strategies that call for the beast roaring late on the very last roar as well, and I'll try to explain that. But let's rock and roll here. And there's certain situations, so like from the first to the second roar, because you have some additional time, you can like if you're running type, you can delay going into the next rotation just to charge up the type because you have a couple extra seconds. Obviously, you only have a certain window before there is no time, but that's something to consider as well. And then right here, I hit the 1, and then I run around. If it's an opportunity where I can charge up the type, then I do it. I believe I'm getting it every 2 out of 3 rotations for the most part. And I'm not too concerned on which rotations I'm actually getting it on, whether it's the tier 3 or the rotation after. And it's going to depend on when the type actually activates. Like if you get it to activate on the 2, you have a better chance of actually getting it on the next rotation. But you see right there, you kind of had a couple extra seconds there where if you're in a situation you could charge up the type again. But there's some other rotations where after the first roar you actually change up your rotation, where you start off the rotation with 5. I know the rotation. I don't play it, so I'm not super good with it. I've tried it. Like I said, it didn't really work for me. Also, from the second to the third roar, you have additional time as well. And you can do things like where you run around, like I think right there, I could have ran around for another second to actually, to charge up the type and then do some more damage there. But yeah, how this run ended up being so close in turn, like compared to like others, because I ran this a bunch of times actually. I'm not really sure, because it seems like there's some certain situations where the proc isn't activated at certain parts where I actually want it to be active. But you'll see, yeah, the main thing I'm doing different is just I'm trying to get that type charged up as much as possible, and then I am. But you look at that. And then I'm using the 1 skill. Additional times. So I actually recorded this. This was last day that Mephisto was used. But this was burn season, same season. Nothing's really changed from that day to this day. But you see, almost capping. Well, I did cap on this day. By doing that same exact thing. And there you go. But a different strategy is where somebody mentioned that you want the beast to roar late. Where are we at? No. You want the beast to roar late on the third roar, and then what you would do is, what you would actually change is, so you would use 4. You would use 4 after this rotation here. What you would do is you would use just the 4 skill. just the 4 skill. Alrighty, so instead of me trying to explain it, let me just show you, because that's going to be a better demonstration anyways. Okay, so up until this point, so this isn't the best run. He didn't roar late, the first roar. I just ran with it just for demonstration purposes. So basically what I did was I did everything that I did during the run except the beast roared late for the 3rd roar, and I used the 4 skill in only the 4 skill there. So what we're going to do is this. The next rotation, you're going to do 5, 2, 1, 4. So right here, 5, 2, 1, and then 4. And then at this point, I should be able to charge my type, and then I'm going to go into the tier 3. It looks like I might have to hit the 1 skill in order to finish charging up to tier 3. So that's what I'm going to do as soon as basically like right now. So 1, 6, 5, 2. I can't hit the 1 skill again, otherwise I'd be just delaying the rotation, delaying the 4 too much. And then at this point, I'm going to do 2, 1, 5, 4, go into 6 right away, and then you kind of just cancel skills after that. Yeah, 2, 1, okay. I had to write it down because I actually wasn't even sure. So 2, 1, 4, and then as soon as the 4 is done there, I'm going to go 1, and then at this point I should have the 5 and then the 4 to cancel again. But as you can see, honestly, if the beast roared late for the first roar, that probably would have been a cap score right there. Everything else, like I said, it wasn't the best run, but that strategy, I could totally see that working very, very well, especially, if you were having trouble, like if you weren't capping otherwise. I would give that a shot just for after the 3rd roar. There are other strategies out there. I know, because I have people telling me about them all the time, but this is the one that just worked for me. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's going to conclude and wrap up our video for today. Our Mephisto ABX Burn Season video, because yes, he is the king for Burn Season on Free For All Day and Blast Mal Day as well. That could, largely depend on what type of build you have on Mephisto and what type of build you actually have on Cable. Both being equal, like both brilliant. Mephisto all the way. If like say, I don't know, you had mighties on both of them, because I don't think Cable. I think Kid Cable's better Rage and less for all seasons, all days. If you're just comparing Cable with between Rage and any other CTP other than a Brilliant Energy. So that's that. All right, guys, I'm going to end it there. But I got more stuff, so you better stay tuned. You stay breezy, but most of all, friend, you stay safe out there now. Peace.